Bella, are you nervous about recording a podcast?
A little.
Don't worry, it's a piece of cake.
A cheesecake.
Yay! Yum. Yum, yum, yum. See how yummy a podcast.
Oh dear. I get a little slap happy. Well, that's my bedtime.
It's all about my times. In 3, the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified Book Series, is going to begin in 3, 2, 1.
This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles podcast. My name is Daniel Smrokowski. I'm the founder of Special Chronicles and a Sargent Shriver Global Messenger alum with Special Olympics. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can see my archives of over 750 episodes absolutely for free. And to follow Special Chronicles on social media, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Again, specialchronicles.com. This week on the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified at Work Series, Season 5, part, just look in the show notes, is two guests that I've known for the past 2.5, 3 years, is Christine Kurash and Roberto Bella. We are here live in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, the headquarters of Special Olympics, Illinois. Where's my applause? My applause sound effects. There we go. Come on, audience of one, Tom Cameraman, Tom Shriver. Welcome to Special Chronicles, Christine and Bella.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
And I know this has been a long time coming, and when you texted, when I texted you and you texted back, you said, well, do we have time this weekend? And I said, well, it was at 9:53, 10 o'clock at night, long past our bedtime, getting a little slap happy. But that's what happens when you combine a Special Olympics family or United family. And yes, having some cheesecake. Now you can tell your friends being on a podcast is so delicious. If they don't know what you mean, tell them to listen to episode, whatever episode. Just look in the show notes. Oh boy. So with that, if our listeners couldn't tell now, within the first 4 minutes of this episode, we have been friends for a while. Christine, you want to share with our listeners how you got introduced to our Special Olympics movement, partnership with United Airlines, our Bridge Pacific Research Group, and how we both got connected, and then go to you, Bella.
Sure, happy to. So, hi, I'm Christine Kurash, and I just retired from United Airlines for 25 years. It was a great experience there, and happy to still be part of the United family. One of the great things that I got from working there was introduction to Special Olympics. And that happened a couple years ago, about 6 years ago now, when United formed their partnership with Special Olympics International. I was there at the leadership conference when they made the big announcement. All the athletes came walking in with their flags. It was very exciting and inspiring. But what really touched me at the time, Bella was about 10, and we were just getting her diagnosis of her disability, and I really didn't know what that meant or what that was going to mean for her growing up. It was a very emotional and difficult time. And during that event, there was a young woman who was speaking and talking about her experience with Special Olympics. She was a runner. She had brown curly hair. She really reminded me a lot of Bella. And I remember I just sat there in tears because I was so inspired by her, and she gave me so much hope for what Bella's life could become. It wasn't this horrible diagnosis. It was just a different way of life. So as part of that, I started getting involved in volunteering for some Special Olympics events through United. It always makes sense. I feel like the paparazzi's here. So I started volunteering with some events, got involved with Bridge, which is the business resource group at United Airlines for people with disabilities, and eventually ended up on the board of that. And that's where I met Daniel, who also served on the board. We became great friends instantly, and we've had a lot of fun together, working together, joking together, running into him at the airport. I just love it. But where Bella gets introduced to this is a few years back, we had the opportunity to go to the Special Olympics USA Games down in Orlando. Bella came along with me because I really wanted her to see what this was all about. And so that's where she met Daniel and many other athletes. And, Bella, why don't you tell us what you experienced there and what your thoughts were?
Sure. So what I really thought about Special Olympics, it's an inspiring thing, and there's so many sports to do, even powerlifting too. But there's so many incredible athletes.
But what did you think when you were there? I remember you saying something to me. You were like, "Mom,
These are my people."
Yeah, I love when I told your mom to share that story with me. That was so empowering to hear. Your first time, right? Your first time at a Special Olympics event, which was at our USA Games in 2002 in Orlando, and you saw athletes compete, and that connection that you found with me, with Eric, with so many of the other athletes across the country, was so empowering. And so, kind of jumping off that of what your mom said, share a little bit more of why you wanted to become a Special Olympics athlete. Well, what was that special thing that drew you to this movement?
There's been some things in the past with me with so many different sports, and Special Olympics is the best with so many different sports, especially with the past in my life.
I know you struggled. Bella loves sports. She's always loved sports. And she would get involved with the park district at soccer, right? Can you tell a little bit about that experience? What some of the challenges were for you?
Sure. So the challenges for me with soccer was I was so confused. It was even the first day, and I couldn't understand anything that the coaches were saying. So I had help with the sidelines just for somebody to really help me understand what this was like.
So the rules of the game were a little challenging. A lot of people had more experience than you, but she still loved sports, right? She loved to run. And so through Special Olympics, right, and getting to know you, Daniel, she started following you on Instagram. And one day she comes to me and she says, "Mom, Daniel knows my cross-country coach at school." So what are you talking about? And sure enough, she had seen a photo of you and a Special Olympic athlete. And when I looked at the photo, I realized it was that same young woman that had spoke at United Airlines many years ago. Her name's Bree, and she's very involved in Special Olympics. I know many of you guys know her. She now works at Bella's high school and was helping coach one of cross country and track, I think. And Bella has gotten to know her, and she has since gotten Bella involved in Special Olympics at the. Are we out of battery?
No, I'm just not recording on you. Keep going. You're doing great. One of these mics picks it up. I don't know, guys. We record it now on here.
It's pretty late at night, folks. So anyways,
Yeah.
so anyways, through that, Bella was able to get involved with some of the Special Olympic sports in our neighborhood, and it's just been having a ton of fun. And through that, she's now gotten involved in the athlete leadership program, and that's one of the things we're here for this weekend is to do some of the athlete leadership training.
Awesome. And of course, like we had mentioned a little bit of the challenges. And I always like to begin these stories, begin the podcast with that. But as we know, and as you get more involved in it, and like you saw at the USA Games, it's not about all challenges. Even though, like, even for a lot of us, it might be challenging to play sports. So I think what you found is there's a lot of joys and accomplishments on the field, and what you're learning leadership. There's a lot of joys and accomplishments that come from competing in Special Olympics. So as we now we're going to kind of switch gears here to and you know what,
I know I jumped all over on you, Dan.
it's fine. It's fine. No, but it's that's what a conversation was. It's a piece of cake. Who's a cheesecake? It's so low on here. But speaking of, that's what makes you guys great for a big cast on a podcast. We can easily transition, which is about athlete leadership. And so we're going to come back to you, Christine. So we'll go to you, Bella, and about this. Well, I won't be showing up 2 months ago. This past month, today, this weekend, tomorrow, this weekend, you are taking part in the athlete spokesperson training, which you completed the neutral and understanding leadership training. And so now with this athlete spokesperson, can you share with us why you wanted to get involved? And then I've got an important kind of follow-up question this week, but for you, Bella, why did you want to get involved in athlete? Was it meeting with me and the other SOSA ambassadors at United, meeting other athletes, other athlete leaders? But what drew you into athlete leadership?
Well, Daniel, it's for meeting you and like all the other athlete leaderships, and also like to get out of my comfort zone and like really speak more to like a big or small group.
So yeah, and I think what you will discover, like we were talking about the other side of this wall at dinner. What was that dinner really feeling? We had waddle, folks. So I'm not going to go into details on the podcast. What? No? Yeah, keep going. But what we talked about at dinner was you were asking me and Eric and Lone and Kaylee and Val. We were sitting around at the table at dinner, and you were asking us about athlete leadership and different opportunities. Just now coming off of that dinner, and I think when a lot of us became athlete leaders, we, at least for me, well, I'll speak for myself, that I didn't know about athlete leadership. I didn't know that there was these opportunities. So I didn't have a chance to sit at dinner and talk with these, can I say, veteran athlete leaders? Yeah. I didn't get a chance to sit around at the dinner table in a hotel restaurant to ask these veteran athlete leaders. So from your experience, when you were talking about opportunities, athlete spokesperson, health leader, share with us quickly, kind of off the top, what some of your thoughts on. Yeah. From dinner tonight.
from dinner tonight, just talking to like Daniel and all the other athlete leadership, it's for me to like really understand what to expect, what they've gone through, and just to hear their story about what it's like for them when they joined.
Awesome. And jumping off now back to you, and this is something I think that maybe it was on a team call, I don't know. Or maybe it was at the happy hour dinner we were talking. I don't know, it's one of the times we were talking about. And living at lunch at Willis, we were talking about athlete leadership and the inclusive employment program with our social ambassadors. For those of us, if we say SOSA, it means Special Olympic Service Ambassador. We had talked about that, and you made a connection with how our Special Olympics Athlete Leadership Program. How do you see our Special Olympics Athlete Leadership Program as a stepping stone for inclusive employment?
Absolutely. Yeah, the paparazzi here. Well, with Bella being a junior in college, we're just now thinking about, in high school. It's late.
It's late.
Being a junior in high school and thinking about what's next, right? Thinking about college, thinking about employment. One of the things that excites me about this program, the Athlete Leadership Program, is it's giving her a lot of skills that she'll be able to use for her lifetime, right? Getting comfortable talking in front of groups, being able to organize her thoughts into a story, building her confidence, right? Giving her skills, building her resume, and doing all of that while helping and inspiring others. Right? She's one of these kids that in school, she's telling everybody about it, trying to encourage people, but she wants everybody to be a part of it. So, I think she's a natural fit for it, and she's had some great mentors through, many people that she's met through this program so far. And it's great for her to be able to ask questions about, well, what did you do? How have you gotten jobs? Where did you go to school? Things like that. It gives her a place to look up to others and to make a place for the future.
Awesome. Yeah, it's there's a lot of skills that we take from the playing field to athlete leadership, that self-confidence that you obviously have, that self-confidence that you will develop and follow will then take you into jobs when you go and you get to be all age. Hey, I did not ID. Wait. Keep moving on. With that, it's a perfect transition now as we talk about inclusive employment. About our Special Olympics Service Ambassador Program. We'll touch briefly on the social story because I think it's something that's groundbreaking in it or any airline. But first, Christine, can you comment on, and then we'll get your thoughts on this. You've seen it firsthand on the job. Comment, Christine, on the impact of our Service Ambassador Program. This October, we'll be celebrating 5 years. Where's that applause when you need it? That was my sound effects. 5 audience applause. See, folks? Comment on the impact of the Service Ambassador Program and getting to know me and the others, the other SOSAs from your perspective, looking up to all of us. You had said, Bella, to like look up to us as mentors and persons that can you comment on some of that?
Sure, happy to. So I think one of the things when I think about the SOSA program is joy and excitement. When I've met the athletes from across the different clubs, they've always been so excited about the work that they do. And as I've traveled and I continue to travel through the airports and, run into all of you, it brings a big smile to my face. I always know it's going to be a good day to travel when I see all of you. And it's exciting to provide meaningful employment for people with disabilities. There's lots of opportunities out there, but I think one of the things that struck me, Daniel, when you were talking about being in a job skills class in high school, you said, I didn't know I could ever work for an airline, right? It just wasn't even in the realm of possibility. So when employers like United offer those opportunities, I think it just opens up the whole world to people like you, and I find that very inspiring and exciting, and it's a win-win.
Yeah, and kind of also, I want to also comment on, you got the second time we had Oscar meeting, the formal CEO of United Airlines, a year ago. So of the core values of CM. Yeah, I'm doing this at 10 o'clock at night. Safe, caring, dependable, efficient. See, that's a 5 years. Okay. But he said that us SOSA ambassadors, caring was what comes naturally to us. So I want to have you, and you can comment on this too, but I want to have you, Christine, comment on that, of what Oscar said, caring comes naturally to us. And then also something that, especially international, I had given them a quote for something. I forgot exactly what it was. But the quote was that us athletes show love to people who show us hate. I'll repeat that again for the listeners. Us athletes show love to people who show us hate. And that particular quote that I came up with, I've been thinking about that a lot the past few months. And especially looking, input operations. And the amount of, I'm not going to give any examples, but like the amount of unkindness and hatred that we see, not from others, from a few people, how us athletes, like, I think that also speaks to how, when you, especially as athletes, any of us with special disabilities, that speaks to the impact that we have, that you're not just hiring us for charity, you're hiring us because it's the right business decision. I don't know if you want to comment on this.
Yeah, travel is stressful, right? It can be scary, right? Overwhelming if it's not something that you do very often. Being on the sports field can be stressful sometimes, right? Like there's a lot of pressure there to perform. But I think what I have seen both in the airports and what I've seen on the field is just a sense of inclusiveness and welcoming and smiles and, Phil, I think you could comment on this about being part of the family, right? Like you instantly feel like you're welcomed in.
So for me, about what she said is, so I feel welcome about it too, because I feel like Special Olympics, I feel like it's my second home. Like, yeah, my main home, but like Special Olympics, it's just like, it just makes it so much more comfortable hanging around. And yeah, like the sports could be stressful a lot and like a lot of pressure, but it's fit too. It's huge.
Awesome. Moving on, we just got just a few more bullets. I'm going to briefly mention our sponsors at the end of the episode, how you can donate to this podcast, as well as buy our merch. I'm not wearing our merch today, but I'll let you know how you can buy our merch. As 60% of the profits will go back to Special Chronicles. But I'll let you know that briefly at the end. Bella, how you just comment on how you see us, because you obviously look up when you got to meet OG, the OG, the original SOSA bachelors. It's all flowing biology. Comment on how you see us as mentors, and in particular, comment on how you bonded with both of your love of animals. Can you comment on how
Sure, Daniel. So about the OG, it's just talking to you guys, hearing your background, hearing your story, even like Special Olympics. It's just like inspiring to me how you guys work so hard with this, and you guys make it look so easy too. And then how I bonded with Z was like at the airport with the photo shoot for United. But somehow me and Z, we just started talking about animals and like hearing her work with animals. It's just like,
You guys really bond.
Yeah.
And as we've gotten to know Z a little more, they bonded over their crafts and their arts and other things. And you all really welcome color into your group, right? It's not this little celebrity group. Everybody feels very well.
And speaking of that, I think that's what. Well, not that. I'm gonna say I know that how you fell into and kind of joined all OG Soul Ambassador family group. That's the same thing when you compete in Special Olympics. Yes, we got teams. We want to win. We want to lose. But in the end, it's what all Special Olympic athlete is. Let me win. Do you know it?
She's working at it.
You know should we say it? Go ahead. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be great.
You'll get it.
You get it. It will come to you. But with that, you said something about your photo shoot, and that's another reason why you guys make podcast guests, because you're good at transitioning from one topic to another about these social stories. I'll come to you. We'll come back. If listeners don't know what a social story is, stay tuned in just a quick moment. I like how we leave them on the edge of our seats. Edge of your seat. Okay. Bella, can you talk about this briefly? And again, we're going to try not to keep this that long because we all want to tonight. Talk about your experience at the photo shoot. It was, when was it?
It was about a year ago.
A year ago. Wow.
When we did it.
Yeah, when we did it, we all met under the big dinosaur, and we walked from the B gates to the C gates. And after one of my mentors was looking at the camera, so I gave some time and you could see it. It's not creepy. Hey, Mimi, if Mimi's listening, we say it out of love. But talk to us, Bella, about your experience in the photo shoot for this social story. What was it like to be featured? Because myself and Lone and Tyler and me, we had what I would say is cameo appearances. What was it like for you to be featured in this social story on United.com and the app? Yeah. Can you comment on that whole experience?
Sure. So for me, about like the whole photo shoot, it's not just, yes, it's a photo shoot, but it's also to help people with a disability or without a disability. If they're nervous about flying, it's to help them to like see them like go through like the photo shoot. It's to help them, so like hopefully like they don't get so nervous about flying for the first time, or like they have flying for the first time. It's just like to help them try and get more comfortable.
Awesome. And for those of you listening or watching, I'm gonna put a link to the social story in the show notes. So if you know somebody who has a disability or doesn't and might need help to get out with traveling and see Bella and see all the cameos.
Mhm.
I might have made up another word. We'll put a link in the show notes, or if you go to specialchronicles.com/united, specialchronicles.com/united, I put that link there. Yeah. So quick, easy link for all of you guys. Now our listeners are probably wondering, what's this social story? And this is social media story. What's a social story? When you described it, Christine, at one of our bridge meetings, I love that, because I think that as we talk more about it, it could be helpful. So can you tell us just briefly what is a social story, and then comment on seeing your daughter Bella, and talk about how this how we photographed and created this on united.com and the mobile app, which for those of you that have not downloaded it, I kind of am paid to say this. Honestly, we've got a QR code. We tell people to download it, so I am paid to say this. It is one of the best airline apps. But can you comment on what is the social story in the Technicolor?
Sure. So one of our bridge colleagues had brought the idea to me around creating a social story, and I didn't know what it was. And when she explained it, it's really a series of photos.
Ooh. Oh, what's the week one? We might have went out of early.
All right.
Keep going. We're good. Are we good?
It's a series of photos and some simple explanations and some very simple behavior expectations around steps of whether you're going to a zoo or going to a stadium. In this case, it's on flying. So it's all the steps required for going through the airport, getting on the plane, finding your seat, and the whole travel journey. And when we met with the team to help us out, they were asking for a child. A little hard to get a child out of school to do this, but Bella very happily volunteered to do that and got a little. I think she got a little credit for her drama class as well, unofficially. But yeah, we spent the whole day at the airport shooting different photos throughout the airport, and it's a great tool not only for people that have disability and are nervous about flying, but anybody that's nervous about flying or haven't done it before. It just shows you all the steps that you need to take, what to expect around what you might hear, see, feel,
Even with like a turbulence too, like if they're not expecting it, then it's also like a great way for them to like know, like, okay, even like there are like announcements on the airplane, there are like still some turbulence. So like even if they're nervous about it, the app really helped me. Even before I was on the photo shoot, just going through the app, it's just like it's an inspiring.
Yeah.
Awesome. And before we move on to the final thoughts, Christine, can you kind of briefly comment on through United's Bridge PLC, given we hit all those. Yeah, we did hit all those. On what you've learned to be comfortable and how to be inclusive. And yeah, just briefly on how you've learned through meeting us SOSAs and through Bridge, how you just kind of tied this last segment a nice bow. How to be trying to think of an airline fund, but it's all good. How to be really comfortable and to be inclusive and accessible from this step. And I think that's a big thing that through Bridge that we champion. We don't have time to get into all those projects, but from the start,
Yeah, we're wrapping here soon.
We're wrapping here soon. Yes, we are.
No, I think what I'll just say, Daniel, is that one of the things that I learned through meeting you, through meeting many people through the accessibility work, is that, there's no limit to what people can do if you give them opportunities. The other thing is it opened up my worldview, if you will, to all types of disabilities. We are all created uniquely, and we're all special in our own way. And, just because someone has a disability doesn't mean there's something wrong or less about them. They're just different, right? And you're different in your own way, and you bring something special and unique to this world. And I am proud to have you in my family and to have the Special Olympics family part of our family as well.
Awesome. And as we come to a close, I'm going to kind of throw that last question in. I'm not going to play the 30-second bumper just for the sake of time. But it has to do, ever since I attended the 2019 Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi 5 years ago, we're asking about inclusion and what it means to you. But I'm going to kind of throw a little United spin to this question. Steve is going to love it, right?
Okay.
I think Steve will love it. How does the message of disability inclusion and us as social professionals fit into United's good leadership?
So I think good leads the way is something all of us should do, right? I'm very proud of United for taking that stance and making that really a statement forward, because how can you go wrong? So.
Yeah, awesome. And it also fits into Special Olympics too. So to just put some social media plugs, we'll put a link in the show notes for specialchronicles.com. Whatever episode this is, just look down wherever you're listening and watching this. To United social story, we'll put a link to united.com and the United mobile app. And to if you guys want to learn more about United's commitment to disability inclusion for employment and travel, specialchronicles.com/united. Put a video, accessibility day video. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That makes sense. If you guys want to hear more conversations, specialchronicles.com, click on listen and click on our Unified Work series to hear more conversations about the meaning of inclusive employment. If you want to hear, we've got a playlist on specialchronicles.com/meet the SOSA. That's right. That link will be in the show notes. So just click on that link, and you can hear us OG. If you go to Special Chronicles, I just put it. If you go to specialchronicles.com/ORD, nice playlist of all four of us. Specialchronicles.com/DEN is
Denver.
the Denver SOSA team. And then specialchronicles.com/IAH is
Houston.
the Houston SOSA team. Like how I did it? And so there we go. If you want to have those links. Before I get to the final thoughts, and as we wrap up, you guys have it's been a joy having you on. It's been
A piece of
a
cake.
piece of cake. Wait, hold on, wait. Let's now that we're at 39, 40 minutes. Now that you have been on, so what was the question we began with?
Were you nervous about
Yeah.
it?
Now that you've gone through, how was the experience of being on for any other Special Olympics athlete that's listening? How was the experience?
It's actually not that bad as I thought it would have been. It's basically like a breath take, and as you keep on going through, it's like,
It's a piece of cheesecake.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So, any final thoughts as we wrap up, as we come to this 40 minutes? A little longer. We're all going to be going up to this.
We have a long day of training tomorrow.
A long day.
oh yeah.
Kieran asked why you're tired. Just blame it on the podcast. Well, when Kieran listens to this, you know what? Okay. Any final thoughts on the overall, both of the whole overall time deal on the Special Chronicles?
For me, because I seen you, Daniel, do it with 3, so I kind of had like an idea when you send out the text or like the email about it. So I kind of had an idea. But
No, I just want to say thank you, Daniel. We appreciate your friendship, your mentorship, and your guidance, and really getting us involved. And it's been a joy getting to know you and your family. And it's great friends. Great friends.
Awesome.
Great to see you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great to be friends with both of you, and it's always great, I think, to mentor new athletes, you know. And anytime that you guys have any questions, I'm sure Eric will probably say the same thing. You guys can reach out to us with any questions, and we'll be happy to help. And with that, I'll just briefly kind of go through these brief final plugs. If you guys want to support our Special Chronicles UN 2024 Giving Campaign, we have been trying to raise $15,000. We've only raised like 7,000, so that's like 7,000 left to raise. So we can upgrade our studio, keep the lights on. Nothing's like
This is your mobile studio.
my mobile studio, but that too. But it's more the at-home studio, but you guys get it. And to give a voice to those of us with disabilities, specialchronicles.com/give. Or just head to specialchronicles.com, click on give now. Yes. If you want to shop our merchandise store, 60% is 60 of the profits. We'll go back to Special Chronicles. So you guys know that we had on merch store. Good. Our Disabled Voices Metal collection is managed by Outshine Labels. We have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, candles.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have to visit it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys want to know how to visit it?
Please.
SpecialChronicles.com/shop. So just go to SpecialChronicles.com, click on shop. That is totally right. So we've even had international sales. So yeah, go there. If you go to SpecialChronicles.com, you will see the pictures of. We've got a Special Chronicles t-shirt that my dad is modeling. Probably didn't think he was a model. Yes. I say that. I'm modeling one. Georgia is modeling it. Georgia's a much better model than I am. Just say that. Okay. Anyways, keep following the Special Chronicles podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. If you guys are listening, I know we've got messages from a few of you that our feed has been not updating, but now up. I won't go into the geeky details, but new feed, but also same feed. So if you listen on Apple, Spotify, don't miss an episode. Every Monday the episode drops. Are you guys following?
We are.
Yeah. There you go. Eric is following. Follow. You can leave a review on 5-star on Apple Podcast. That will help. You can comment on Spotify. Comment on YouTube, all that fun stuff. SpecialChronicles.com, subscribe to our newsletter, and we've got other podcasts and series reaching thousands of listeners. So thank you all for listening. Thank you guys for coming on. And until then, I'm going to play the outro, and then we will be going to bed. And until next week, have a great weekend and week. And until then, Disabled Voices Matter, promote, and maybe we can say choose all together. And until then, you guys have a great week and choose to include. I'm going to catch you next week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Shows podcast. Visit SpecialChronicles.com to follow Special Chronicles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified of new episodes. Also, subscribe to our newsletter mailing list to sign up for our updates and get exclusive content delivered to your inbox. Remember to do what you do with these podcasts. Subscribe or follow and rate and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, please share this episode and all of our podcasts with your friends and family. Help us grow our audience and reach 5,000 downloads of our audio podcasts and over 14,000 average monthly listeners. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week with exciting new guests. See you next week.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
And if you guys are still, you want to turn the camera at me? Oh. If you guys are still watching, we just said we got a little slap.
A little slap
A little slap
happy, but it's authentic. This is the real us.
This is the real us. This is us. This is us. There you go. You guys, catch you later. Bye.